Hello and welcome to my first WWE 2K23 DLC showcase match simulation video thingamajiggy. I did this on WWE 2K22, although this one's going to be a little bit different than anything we did over there. But basically I'm going to take the new superstars who have debuted in the DLC pack, in this case Hit Row right here, and put them into a match with each other. However, this one's going to be a little bit different because, for what I believe is the first time, at least in the last two games, this game and the previous one, everyone in the DLC pack is a member of a team. There's two teams in the DLC pack. There's obviously Hit Row and the Steiner brothers. So I figured, I still want to know who's the best, so we're still going to do the four-way with the men. But I figured we'd actually do a tag match first and see which team is better from the DLC pack. And obviously, we're going to allow BFAB to accompany Hit Row to the ring as she's part of the DLC. She's got no other female wrestler to fight, and even if she did, she is only a manager in this game, unfortunately. So, yeah, alas, she must be relegated to accompanying Hit Row here. I don't really agree with that mechanic in general, the manager-only thing. If you're going to go through the effort of making someone a character model, just let us fight them. Let us fight as them, fight against them. You know, why not? What's the harm? What's the harm in allowing Paul Heyman to be in a match in WWE 2K23? Real Paul Heyman is not going to get hurt, you know. Anyway. And the Paul Heyman example is a long way away from the example with BFAB, who can, like, properly wrestle. Anyway, here come the Steiner brothers with no manager. So they are going to be outnumbered here. Will that be a factor? Now, this match isn't, you know, particularly important. Like, the big thing is who is the best wrestler in the DLC pack, singular. But I just couldn't not do the tag match based on who's in the DLC. Hoping for a future patch with NWO Scott Steiner in it. That'd be fun. And then in Identity Crisis, we could do Scott Steiner versus Scott Steiner. Alright, so, anyway. Let's get this show on the road, shall we? And we're starting with Ashante the Adonis and Scott Steiner. And the Adonis, or Adonis, I don't know quite how I was supposed to shorten that. Off to a good start with there with the monkey flip on Scott Steiner. Definite size and strength advantage to Steiner. And no slouch in the... okay, I take it back about the size advantage. But definitely no slouch in the speed department either. Obviously, you know, he can bust out that Frankensteiner. But now, we've got Top Dollar in there, who definitely has a size advantage. I don't know about a strength advantage, because Scott Steiner is a big, strong boy. But at the moment, he's not looking like it. He's kind of been mauled by both members of Hit Row so far. Oh my god! Top Dollar just flew over the top rope. Scott Steiner was smart to get out of the way of that one. That could have been the match over already. Good grief. Oh, and now look at this. Vintage Scott Steiner doing some push-ups on his opponent's back. I'm not sure if this variation of Scott Steiner ever did that, but, you know, details, details. Nice drop kick. And a second one, why not? We're going to say we're going to have a lovely, underwhelming double count-out finish to this match, but no, Scott Steiner says, no, we are not. And he's going to go after Ashante the Adonis, actually. Doesn't realise, I don't think, that Top Dollar is back in the ring. He's about to realise there. He knows now, doesn't he? Double axe handle. Oh, I think Steiner just blocked a pounce. How do you block a pounce from that man? You be as strong as Scott Steiner, that's how. Rick Steiner yet to be involved in this match, by the way. The last time we had a big issue, there we go, with Scott Steiner not wanting to tag Rick in. It didn't end well for the Steiner brothers as a team. But, no, he has tagged Rick in this time, and Rick runs straight through Top Dollar, which is impressive in and of itself. And a nice elbow drop to follow up after only getting a one count from the shoulder tackle. Off the ropes. Oh, Steiner line. and goes to the pin. I was about to just call that a clothesline. Oh, wow, a 1 count. But no, it ain't no normal clothesline, that. It's a Steiner line. And that just means a Steiner's delivering it, and it hurts more than your average clothesline. Or hurts less, depending on how well it hits. Might hurt less, because you might not feel a thing until you wake up. And Rick Steiner doing a lot of taunting for the WWE Universe here. He wants to stay on top of Top Dollar, I would suggest. Oh. Yep, there we go. And here's the regret. You should have stayed on offense, Rick. And there he goes across the ring. I'd say overall, Hit Row have had the upper hand in this match in the early stages that we've seen so far. And we're about to see some double team action from them. Off the ropes goes Rick. Double clothesline. Now Rick back up to his feet. Adonis sends him off the ropes. Oh, misses the drop kick. Rick holds onto the ropes. Runs in for the clothesline, but gets grabbed in a collar and elbow tie-up by Ashante the Adonis. And then a slap to Rick Steiner. That's not a good move. Surely that's not a good move. Now look at this, rake in the eyes. Hit Row not afraid to dig down into their bag of dirty tricks here. There's another monkey flip. This one's for Rick though. But Steiner straight back up, in fact. And on the offense, there's a Steiner line. And there's a leaping elbow drop to follow it up as well. And now Rick's going to tag Scott back in. And Adonis is going to wait for Steiner, Scott Steiner that is, to come in. And drag him all the way across to the Hit Row corner. And they're going to get some double team action in again. I'd say there's been better team synergy from Hit Row, as well as the overall advantage. Double shoulder block there by Hit Row. And Top Dollar is now the legal man. Oh, and he's got Scott Steiner up in a huge bear hug. Is Rick going to make the save, or is he just trust that his brother's going to get out of it? No, he wasn't worried at first, but then he managed to weaken the grip by hitting Top Dollar in the back, and then Scott was able to fight out of it. And then runs through Top Dollar. Uh-oh. Oh, I thought he was going up top then, but no, he's just going to taunt to the fans. But mistakes were made because Top Dollar is up. Oh, and Scott Steiner saw him coming, fortunately for the Steiners. And there's a nice DDT. Top Dollar wise to roll out of the ring, however. Put a bit of distance between them when Scott was building some momentum. And Scott thought about a big leap off the top, but then thought better of it. Maybe Rick even had a word in his ear and was like, no, Scott, just tag me in. And he did. Now Rick gonna stay on offense. Oh, there's another Steiner line. Loving throwing those Steiner lines in this one, isn't he? And there goes for the pin. 1. Still only a 1 count on Top Dollar. B-Fab feeling pretty confident over there that Top Dollar's still kicking out at 1. Oh, big knee. Rick tags Scott in. What's Scott Steiner got in mind here? Oh, standing Hurricane Rana or Frankensteiner, if you will. Goes to the pin. Oh, Top Dollar able to kick out. I'm not sure Ashante the Adonis would have got there in time. Rick Steiner was right there as well to try and intercept. Lucky for Hit Row that Top Dollar's so tough. But yeah, so my understanding was always that the top turnbuckle Hurricane Runner that Steiner does is the Frankensteiner, and when you just leap up and they're standing on the ring mat and you just leap up and deliver a Hurricane Runner, it's a Hurricane Runner. But it does raise the interesting question, is it a Frankensteiner just when a Steiner does it? Specifically Scott Steiner. Not seen Rick Steiner do a lot of Frankensteiners in his career. Let me know in the comments what you think of that. What's the divide between Frankensteiner and Hurricane Rana? Is it literally just Scott Steiner's name for a Hurricane Rana and it happened to be off the top rope a lot? Oh, double gutbuster by the Steiners. Oh, Rick's going up top now. Oh, mistake was made though. He allowed Top Dollar to get the tag into Ashante the Adonis. And he hits a float over DDT. Steiner though, hard-headed as he is, just bounces up off the mat, up onto a knee, trying to get back up to his feet straight away. Oh, a Dominator by the Adonis. And now going straight into the pin. 1. No. Scott Steiner breaks it up pretty much immediately. And then throws Top Dollar out the ring for good measure. Off the rope goes Steiner. Rick Steiner, that is. And I think for the second time in this match, Ashante the Adonis has missed a dropkick on Rick Steiner. I'm pretty sure it was Rick Steiner last time, but he's definitely missed 2. No matter who it was on. Fujiwara armbar by Rick. He could have held on to that and tried to get the submission, I feel. But obviously wanted to administer some more damage just by bouncing Ashante the Adonis like a basketball on the outside there. And now goes to the pin. 1. No. Kick out at 1. Hooks him up for a suplex. Hits it flawlessly with the vertical suplex. I think Top Dollar and Scott Steiner are going at it on the outside as well. Some of the crowd are looking over that way. And occasionally I hear someone sound like they hit the floor or got hit by someone or something. So there's clearly a brawl going on the outside there. We just saw Top Dollar in shot for like a second. Oh no, he's come back round to his side now. Top Dollar's had enough. I don't know if he's won the fight with Scott Steiner or if he's backed away. But that falling reverse DDT was a nice counter there. Oh, look at that takedown by Rick Steiner going back to the amateur roots. And now gives the crowd a thumbs up. And Top Dollar gets tagged in. Too much time wasting. Short arm clothesline. Too much showboating, honestly. From both teams, but especially, I would say, the Steiners. Oh, a Death Valley driver into a neck breaker. That was an interesting move. 2. And he's got the pin before Scott Steiner could get there. Hit row, pick up the win in the tag team match, player. And the Steiners will not be pleased with that, but they will have their opportunity for revenge coming right up in the Fatal 4-Way. So, yeah. They're going to celebrate the tag team victory, but now it's going to be every man for himself. Let's just jump right into it, shall we? Alright, so now that that's out the way, let's have a look at these individual entrances. And, yeah. Get this show on the road proper. Starting with Ashante the Adonis. And in case you're wondering about arena selection, I deliberately just chose 2 arenas that neither team nor any of the 4 participants competed in at any point in their career. None of these were around for WrestleMania 34. That was before Hit Row's time, and it was after the Steiners' time by some margin. And now ECW One Night Stand, again, after the Steiners' time, before Hit Row's time. At least in terms of WWE, for all of what I just said. So, Fatal 4-Way. Will we see some team synergy? Or will that really not matter at all? Because, like, as much as only one man can win, it makes sense to team up with your usual tag partner. Because what if the other 2 do? You know, then you're both outnumbered, aren't you? 2v1v1. So you may as well. Like, the smart thing to do is to team up with your regular tag partner, at least at the start of the match. You'll figure it out between you who gets to pick up the win. But to start with, it's Top Dollar, by the way. But yeah, to start with, you want to get the upper hand on the opposing team, surely. Especially if you hit row. Because let's face it, Rick and Scott are actually brothers. They're gonna. I know they've fought a lot over the years. I get that, but in this environment, instinctively, they're gonna want to team up together. So probably smart for Hit Row to agree to do that as well. But we will see how the match shakes out, won't we? Top Dollar looking very confident. I mean, he did just pick up the win, right? Was it Top Dollar that got the win? I think it was. It was Hit Row, but I think it was Top Dollar. I literally recorded these back to back. There's been no time in between. I have, however, just worked a night shift, so I'm pretty tired right now, breaking that 4th wall. But I want to get this video out to you guys, so I'm going to record this, edit this, render it, upload it, and go to bed. That's my plan. Anyway, I believe Top Dollar picked up the win, so he's got lots of momentum coming into this one. Ashanti the Adonis has some momentum. He was on the winning side. Top Dollar has more momentum, I would argue. And then the Steiners, they're struggling a bit for momentum. But this is a whole different ball game, isn't it? This is singles action, but in a four-way environment. Other than sharing the same number of competitors, doesn't get much more different from a tag team match. Everyone's in the ring at the same time. It's every man for himself. Like, you know, it's pretty different. So, Scott is coming out first for the Steiners. I was tempted not to run the entrances, but I thought we might as well have a look at the singles entrances as well, because we normally would be looking at the singles entrances. The tag team match was like a bonus feature, I guess. And this is the main event. This is what I've done with every other DLC pack, is put them all against each other, pitted them all against each other. Either works. Make your mind up, Ibeza. So, one more competitor to get out here. And that's Big Brother Rick, I'm pretty sure. Scott's the younger one, right? Although to call anyone Scott Steiner's big brother is a bit ridiculous, like. But you get the idea. Anyway, here's Rick Steiner. He's already started the match. He's already beaten himself up. Go get him, said someone, like Rick Steiner wasn't already in the process of doing that. So yeah, very interesting dynamic to this four-way. I can't wait to see how it plays out. Of course, Rick Steiner has the least momentum coming into this, having actually taken the loss in the tag team match. But time will tell if that has any element, like any factor in the match at all. We've got an EC dub chant for these classic ECW wrestlers. I know we're at One Night Stand. I get it. Okay, so they do in fact pair off. Steiner versus Hit Row member. Steiner versus Hit Row member. We've got Rick and Top Dollar, and we've got Ashanti the Adonis and Scott Steiner. And at the moment, Hit Row have the upper hand. Never mind. There goes Top Dollar. And Rick maybe saves Scott from Ashanti the Adonis there. Interesting early development. And then Scott having none of it. Having absolutely none of it. Look at this. Suplexes his brother. And now Hit Row are like, okay, well then we'll fight as well. Why not? We want to do this as a legit four-way, do we? We're in. We're game. Look at this. There was almost like some semblance of teamwork between Ashanti the Adonis and Rick Steiner on Scott Steiner then. Maybe all is not forgiven for the whole NWO thing, eh? Super kick to the midsection. And now we do happen to see the two teams pair off again. But we have already seen that that is not necessarily a strategic thing as much as just it was just what happened for convenience. Oh, now Ashanti the Adonis looking under the ring apron, getting out a ladder. This is obviously a fatal four-way, no disqualification and no countouts. First fall wins, pinfall or submission. Now Scott Steiner, this could come back to haunt Ashanti the Adonis big time. He's just set up that ladder bridge between the ring apron, oh my god, and the barricade, and then been dropped, I think, face first into it. The camera actually kind of cut away and watched the action in the ring, which you can't blame them for. But sort of missed the impact of that. Side slam by Top Dollar on Rick Steiner in the ring. Oh, and Rick rolled out, and then Top Dollar jumps over the top rope. Second time in 2 matches. Super impressive for a guy his size to be doing that, honestly. Now, Scott Steiner's in trouble on the ladder here. On the bridged ladder. And now what have Hit Row got in mind? They're going to fight. I thought they were going to have a bit of a truce and try and put Scott Steiner through that ladder. But no, they've actually ended up fighting each other here. Now, Top Dollar's got the upper hand and gone for a pin. Scott Steiner back into the ring to break it up. So they're not against beating each other in this match, the Hit Row members. DDT to Top Dollar, though. Oh, Rick Steiner, I think, just swung at Ashanti the Adonis and hit Scott with the bat. And now Scott did not appreciate that and now beating down Rick. Right hand by Scott to Top Dollar. He's kind of dominated at the moment, honestly. Right hand to Rick. Oh, but Ashanti the Adonis in and gets a hit in from behind. And we saw this in the tag match. Dominator. And now Top Dollar gets Ashanti the Adonis from behind, though. And now he's got a bat. And he hits Ashanti with it. Oh, my God. Like, all fair in love and war, I get that. But, geez. Suplex, German suplex from Rick to Scott. And then breaks up the pin attempt by Top Dollar after hitting his own tag partner with a baseball bat. Steiner line. Oh, and then look at that takedown by Rick Steiner as well. He is absolutely flying it. Oh, well, he was. Now his teeth are flying because he just got booted in the face. Now, Ashanti Adonis up and down. And now, going to go for the pin. Meanwhile, the Steiners are busy fighting, but Ashanti Adonis kicks out at 1. Scott Steiner signaling for something. Looked like he was wanting to go for a big swing. Does he do that? Now, Rick hit Scott, but only just got a glancing blow with the bat, and now Scott's got some good shots in with that bat on Rick. No love lost here. No teamwork. No teamwork at all. Look at that. Big splash in the corner. And a huge suplex by Scott Steiner. He's an absolute machine at that. And then clotheslines Rick out of the ring. Or Steiner lines, I guess. But then walks into a super kick from Ashanti the Adonis. There's only those two left in the ring. 1, 2. And Rick was there to break it up. But I think Scott kicked out as well. So, double no win for you for Ashanti the Adonis. Now, Rick's brought... So at some point, someone's brought steps into the ring. And Rick was wanting to use them there. But got a neck breaker for his troubles. Uh-oh. Pump handle and slam by Scott Steiner. Now, the Steiners tie up. Belly to belly. Rick Steiner channeling his favourite wrestler, Bailey, to hit that move. Oh, and then to the knee with the baseball bat. Come on, man. You don't need to be, like, tripling your own brother. 2. Scott Steiner kicks out. And now Ashanti the Adonis was there to try and break it up and takes out his frustrations at not having won the match. And on his frustrations at Rick trying to win the match on Rick. But then Top Dollar cuts him off. And now we've got an interesting situation where there's infighting between both teams at the same time. Oh, look at the strength of Scott Steiner. Oh, onto the edge of the steps with the greatest of ease as well. And then Ashanti's just clothesline Scott Steiner out of the ring. He's missed his back elbow attack on Rick, and then he's got it that time, though. And now look at this, the ground and pound. Scott Steiner on the outside going to flex his biceps. And almost gets hit with the steps there, but gets away with it. And now we've got 2 fights going on. Top Dollar and Scott Steiner on the outside. And we've got Rick Steiner bulldogging Ashanti the Adonis on the inside. Oh, big slam by Top Dollar on the outside there. Now, what's Rick Steiner got in mind here? Big double axe handle to Ashanti the Adonis. Goes for the pin. Top Dollar sees it. Comes in. I think Ashanti actually kicked out before Top Dollar could even get there at 1. Which is kind of crazy after the damage he's taken in this match. Uh-oh. What's Top Dollar got in mind here? We'll never know because Ashanti's fighting out of it. Ashanti just threw Rick Steiner into Top Dollar and used him as like a brick wall. as some sort of like weapon. Used him as like the cage wall in effect. Just threw someone at him to hurt the someone he was throwing. Scott Steiner's having a great conversation out there with the ring steps, I notice. Nope, right, he's got bored of them, he's dumped them. Oh, no, they're going to give it another go, guys. You'll be glad to... No, that won't be short-lived. It never does last when it's the 2nd time round. Or the 3rd time round, for that matter. Meanwhile, back in the ring, Ashanti going for the pin, but both Steiner brothers back in the ring to break it up, and Scott is the one who gets there first. Now, Rick fires Scott into the corner. Uh-oh. There's some vintage Rick Steiner with that big bulldog off the middle rope. And a Death Valley driver to Ashanti the Adonis. Now, I'm surprised he's going for the pin on Ashanti, not his brother Scott. But he got it. And Top Dollar with the even more surprising move. Oh, he just kicked Scott Steiner. That's rude. The even more surprising move of trying to pin Scott instead of breaking up Rick's pin. And it cost him. Rick Steiner picks up the win, having lost the tag match. Goes on to win the Fatal 4-Way. And Top Dollar, having won the tag match, goes on to kind of throw in the Fatal 4-Way, to be perfectly honest. Anyway, leave a like if you've enjoyed... Oh, hello. If you've enjoyed this match. What a freeze frame. and this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here, and share with your friends if you think they would enjoy. But for now, all I have left to say is thank you very much for watching. As always, I've been Ibeza, you've been amazing, and I'll see you next time.